Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 9th of 2022, and ever since the very end of the Book of Boba Fett as well as The Mandalorian Season 2, a lot of Star Wars fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars universe by, of course, Jon, George, and Dave Filoni, and exactly what they really have in store for the new Star Wars universe. Now, with, of course, the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series official trailer just around the corner, today we finally got our first official look, all thanks to Entertainment Weekly. We just did a breakdown. If you guys want to go ahead and check out the last video before this one, we go over all the images and one of the new villains, codenamed, of course, or actually now the official name is out, Reva, and we get to learn more about the Inquisitor. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do make sure to post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to also interact with you guys further. So, with TV shows like the Ahsoka Tano series and the sets for that show being built as we speak, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes between Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, and other creators hopping on board, you know, new directors, new writers that are going to be helping out with these new TV shows, which is very exciting. By the way, Peyton Reed is all set and ready to come back for The Mandalorian Season 3 as one of the directors, in case you guys didn't know. He actually directed The Mandalorian Season 2's finale with Luke Skywalker. He did a phenomenal job. But that brings us to exactly what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni currently have planned for actress Gina Carano in the return of Cara Dune, and exactly what's happening with all of this for The Mandalorian Season 4. Now, Season 4 is already in the early development phase, storyboards, concept art, and the such, and the official script is going to begin by the end of this summer. So there's a lot of things brewing behind the scenes, and Jon and Dave are very busy with that as well. So, with that being said, however, of course, one thing that really does intrigue me the most is exactly what Jon and Dave are currently up to. Now, Jon and Dave Filoni actually created a brand new outfit for Cara Dune that is inspired from a Star Wars Legends character. This costume was already storyboarded and is said to be the next, of course, one compared to Ahsoka Tano on a strange new Jedi world. So, the thing that Jon and Dave actually have been doing behind the scenes is that they've been going over all these different storyboards of how they can include Cara Dune in there, one of which involves Cara Dune next to Ahsoka Tano, and wearing and sporting this brand new costume, this brand new outfit and design that we have yet to have seen in the Mandoverse. Now, I don't know about you, but giving Cara Dune a brand new outfit and design, to me, I think is the best way to bring her back in The Mandalorian Season 4, so I can see exactly why Jon and Dave are doing it this way. When you look at everything related to some of the core characters, it's always best to kind of give you different variants or variations of the characters, right? You know, different hairstyles, different costumes, different weapons, new personality traits. I mean, it really is a very interesting way to evolve a character, and that's exactly what they're doing with The Mandalorian Season 4 as we speak. Now that brings us to the next thing that Jon and Dave are up to, is that one of the storyboards created for The Mandalorian Season 4 features Gina Carano's Cara Dune wielding the Darksaber and holding it while she stands next to Din Djarin, where Din is holding Grogu in this storyboard created by Dave Filoni and Favreau. Now in the shot, of course, the armorer can also be seen next to Din Djarin. Now the thing about this is that this also raises a lot of questions. Exactly what is going on with Cara Dune wielding the Darksaber? Why does she have the Darksaber in her hand? She has nothing to do with the Mandalorian per se, or being a Mandalorian, so there's definitely something there that Jon and Dave Filoni are trying to develop and are trying to use as a way to evolve the character of Cara Dune. Now, we already know that Cara Dune holds a lot of knowledge about the Jedi and about, of course, Alderaan and everything related to the Skywalkers. She knows who Luke and Leia really are, and that's exactly why she looks so shocked in the Mandalorian Season 2 finale. So, this Darksaber mystery, this really does raise a lot of questions. Why would Cara Dune be wielding a Darksaber in this particular moment? And it really does also bring one to question exactly, you know, what is Din Djarin doing with the armorer next to other characters like Ahsoka Tano and Cara Dune? So this goes on to show you that they're not only going to be evolving Cara Dune and Din, but also the Armorer, and how she's actually going to be spending time with some of those other characters. That brings us to the next thing here that really does kind of raise more questions, is that Kathleen Kennedy and many others over at Lucasfilm are pushing the Disney board members to not go through with Gina's return for that, of course, and that she is calling for a recast. Now, Kathleen Kennedy is pushing for Julia Stiles to take over the role for Cara Dune. The thing about that, alright, we've actually discussed this before in the past very lightly, of how Kathleen Kennedy wants to actually push for Julia Stiles to recast Cara Dune, to be the new Cara Dune, if you will. In case you guys have no idea who Julia Stiles is, she's from the Bourne Identity franchise, and she's in a lot of other movies out there. You know, I think that she's a pretty solid actress. I think that she would be a good Cara Dune, but I don't think it's respectful to actually have her replace Gina Carano. We all know that Jon Favreau admitted a couple of months ago that Cara Dune, the design of the character, was based off of Gina Carano, and it just fits the character. It's meant for that actress. It just makes a lot of sense, and you can see why Jon and Dave Filoni wanted to do something like that. Moving on to the next point here, Cara Dune in The Mandalorian Season 4 is set to hold many scenes with Luke Skywalker that is planned to use dialogue about his sister Leia Organa in order to make these two characters connect even further. So, we already know that Cara Dune has this big connection to Alderaan. She has a lot of connections to Leia Organa that's going to be explored, and you can see exactly why Jon and Dave are trying to build off of the Skywalkers and how they connect to some of the characters like Cara Dune. You know, if you guys saw The Mandalorian Season 2 finale, you know, we even see some of the opposing forces that actually view the destruction of the Death Star as, you know, some kind of, you know, villainous plot. And they view the good guys as the bad guys. And that's exactly what Star Wars is always all about, right? You have good and evil, and you have different, you know, ways of how good and evil are doing their thing. You know, when you look at characters like Darth Vader or Kylo Ren, in their minds, they believe that what they are doing is right. And that's exactly, you know, why they tap into good and evil. It's a very interesting way of storytelling. So overall, I think the fact that with The Mandalorian Season 4 and how it's in early development, there's a lot of things happening that are really gonna put things into fruition here, with everything related to characters like Din Djarin. The Darksaber, of course, is gonna be a big deal, not just in Season 3, but also in Season 4. And if you think about it, the Darksaber in and of itself really kind of gave more value to the character of Din Djarin. And it really makes the character a little bit more likable. It almost comes off as him being a little bit more Jedi-like, because let's face it, Tar Vizsla, alright, who is both a Mandalorian and a Jedi, is the one who constructed the Darksaber, and it is now in the hands of Din. And that's going to be further explored in The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4. In fact, there is a planned full-fledged flashback scene that is planned for The Mandalorian Season 3 that's going to actually go over Tar Vizsla constructing the Darksaber. We are actually going to get an actual first look at that saber being built from start to finish. So that's another thing to look forward to later this year. So yeah, guys, you know, with that being said, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding from night to moon, we hear them moans again. No